Good evening, everybody. It's Mark, the Crazy Odd Reseller, and I have a story for you today that I think is important to learn and to think about. And that is, does honesty pay when it comes to reselling? And here's what I'm going to say on that topic. So on Monday night, I went to a local thrift store and I bought a number of golf clubs, about 5 or 6 irons and 5 woods. And they were each $5 for the woods. The others were 3. So I get those together. I go up to the front. I pay, walk out the door, go home. Don't think anything about it. On Tuesday, I was actually going through my bank account and I see the transaction from that thrift store. And it said $27. I'm like, well, that's not right, because I know the 5 clubs, the 5 woods, were $5 a piece. That's 25 right there. So something wasn't right. So sure enough, I checked my receipt and they only charged me for one of the clubs. So I'm like, okay, well, here's my first question. What would you do in that case? Would you take the receipt back and say, hey, I need to pay you more? Would you say, hey, it was their fault, so my gain, so I'm good with that? And I'm not judging. I don't think any of us need to judge any others about what we would do, but I am going to tell you what I would do and what I would recommend. The first thing is, I decided I'm going to take it back, right? The receipt, and say, hey, I'm going to pay. And this is kind of where the story gets kind of funny. So I'll go down to the thrift store after some other errands, and I walk in with my receipt, and I walk up to the cashier and I say, hey, I was here yesterday. You didn't charge me enough. I need to give you guys $20 more, because that's kind of what I figured it was. It was the 4 clubs times 5, $5 a piece, so $20, right? That's an easy one to do. She looks at me like I have alligators coming out my ears and says, I've got to call my supervisor. Okay, that's fine. Call your supervisor. A quick note about this too, by the way. As I haven't been selling a lot on eBay lately, so, sales can be up and down for any of us, right? That's just how it goes. It's a roller coaster ride. I don't post a ton. I don't sell a ton right now. I am trying to post more and sell more. And golf clubs are one of the things I happen to like. So that's all that story is. But I haven't sold a lot. That's an important part of this story. So we're waiting for the supervisor to come up. And she comes up and I hand her my receipt. And she's looking at it. And I explain to her the issue. And she's looking at the receipt like, again, I've got alligators coming out my ears. Now, in her case, I don't think that she was a Native American speaker, English speaker. I think she was more Spanish speaking, and that was okay. And so she says, I need to call the manager. Great, call the manager up. And at this point, I'm thinking, how hard is it for you guys to ring up $20? And I'll give you the $20 plus the tax and be on my way, right? Not a big deal. But so we wait for the manager. While that was happening, and this is where the story gets really interesting. While we waited for that manager to come up, my phone dings. And I take it out of my pocket and I look at it. And there it is. I sold a pot and pan on eBay, a vintage pot and pan, for $24.99 plus shipping. And I figured after my fees and all that, my profit is right at $20. Now tell me that's not some kind of odd coincidence, because it's not a coincidence to me. So by the way, the manager came up. I gave them, they rang me up. I paid, it was like $21 after tax and all that. And I walked on out. But my point here is it's not coincidence. Some may call this karma. Some may call it just good luck that I sold it at that exact time, but I don't. I think it was a blessing from Heavenly Father. And I'm not going to get over religious here. That's not my point. But I do believe in Heavenly Father, and I am a Christian. And I do think that we are blessed when we do the right thing. I wasn't doing this because I wanted to sell something. I just wanted to do the right thing, right? It was, now, do I want to sell well? Yes, and I want to be successful. But in this particular case, I was just doing the right thing. Nothing extra special. But if someone's to say, hey, Mark, does honesty pay? In this specific instant, it not only paid, it paid right then and there. And that was crazy. I did sell something a little bit later that night as well for about $17-18. Not a big deal. But that to me was much more than just a coincidence. It was a blessing from Heavenly Father. So here's my recommendation. If you have situations like this one where you, especially when it's close by, in which you can go back and go ahead and pay, or in which maybe you found cash in something and you could return that. Do the right thing and do it. You're going to be blessed. You're going to feel better about yourself. And I do believe that you're reselling, whether it's on eBay, on Etsy, Macari, whatever you're doing, Facebook Marketplace, doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, you're going to be blessed for that. And that's whether you're religious or not. Doesn't matter. And so maybe you have good karma in that case. Maybe you have good luck and better luck because you did that. I think it's a blessing. And what I'll tell you is again, to keep selling, keep doing your reselling, keep going 1 foot at a time. Sometimes we take 1 step or 2 steps forward and a step back. But in situations like this, do the right thing. Make sure you're honest in your dealings with other people, and you will be blessed in the end. Guarantee it. So thanks for watching. Again, this is Mark with the Crazy Odd Reseller. Please like this video, and I would love it if you'd subscribe. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.